Donut Sports Talk Worldwide with some news from the NBA. So y'all check this out. Now, Clippers defeat the Houston Rockets. Big win. Those Clippers, the team you need to watch. These guys have won like 8 of the last 10. They're in playoff contention. Again, like about the 7th seed right about now. Everything's close from the 5th to the like 11th seed or whatever. You know what I mean? Those teams are all close right about now. But the Clippers to be in 7th seed under these circumstances is ridiculous. These guys have had like 21 lineup changes. We are at the halfway point. About 42 games have been played. So half of the games, every second day, there's a new lineup. Everybody's been hurt on that team. You know, the guard who was supposed to replace Chris Paul, Teodosic, been out for long stretches. Patrick Beverly, the lockdown defender from Houston, out for the rest of the year. Right? Gallinari, the 3, supposed to load up on that 3 position that was always a problem. At least on the offensive side, Gallinari would be, an improvement. He hasn't been there. Been out for long stretches. Austin Rivers, the top scorer, for the late last games before Lou Williams went on his tear. Been out for long stretches, out right now. DeAndre Jordan missed a couple of games now with it. He never misses, but he missed a couple of games now with that ankle. And we know Blake Griffin, the all-star on the team, has been out for long stretches. This team should not be in the playoffs. This is a tribute to your boy Doc Rivers. I think it puts him into the Coach of the Year status, at least in the conversation with Eric Spoelstra. Who's doing what he's doing in Miami. Those some guys. I know these teams is winning more than these teams. Those coaches obviously will be there. But Eric Spoelstra and Doc Rivers need to be mentioned at the halfway point. You got a lot of basketball left. So, let's say that 8 out of 10 games or 9 out of 11 right now for those Clippers. And when you talk about Golden State being one of those teams they beat, and then Houston, those are 2 Western Conference juggernauts. So that's happening. Now, Lou Williams should be in the All-Star game as of right now, which you're talking about those last 6, 7, 8 games, maybe even close to 10 games, averaging 30 points, right? Keeping this team afloat. Main man right now. All that 6-man of the year stuff. I don't know what's going to happen because he probably ain't going to go back to that 6-man role no matter who come back. And the man is on all-star caliber level right now is what he's playing on. So, the Clippers is another team to just watch, guys, if you're not paying attention. Just check it out. So you're like, well, who is that? If you don't watch him. who just did that? Where did this guy come from? They got G League players coming in and handling their business in this system, right? So it's really something to watch. I'm a little biased, LA style. I watch them all the time, so I know what's going on. Just kind of tune in so you won't be surprised. Like I said again, Golden State got beat. Cleveland didn't do it. You know what I mean? All right? And Houston beats everybody with all those shooters. Now, of course, Houston was not playing with James Harden. But at the end of the day, we just talked about who LA wasn't playing with. You know what I mean? So we have no excuses here at all, especially not playing the Clippers. Now, the story, though, is, this game was chippy. From the beginning, it was chippy. Chris Paul was coming back to LA for the first time, So it was chippy, they wasn't really, wasn't friendly. Chris got his video tribute and everything. After that, they started booing him, which they supposed to do, no doubt. So in the game, it's a little chippiness going back and forth. We had some problems with the Reasons. Blake Griffin was in there, here, there. Chris Paul, of course, was in there. So, and the benches started getting involved. So at the end of the day, the thing got bigger. So after the game, you had some players that go to some Houston players to go to the Clipper locker room. Players that we're talking about, Chris Paul, Trevor Ariza, James Harden, and Gerald Green, right? So, they went to the locker room. It was supposed to be a secret place in the back of the locker room where you'd know it. Chris Paul knew a little secret place to get in the locker room. So they wanted to confront, I think, Austin Rivers, maybe even Blake Griffin, because those were the major players. Now, the league has to do something about stuff like that. You got to leave it on the floor no matter what's happening. Now, players get upset sometimes where it's too much for just being on the floor. They want to fight. Carmelo Anthony went to the bus with Kevin Garnett because they're saying some things you're not supposed to say. That can happen, but it shouldn't happen. They're gonna have to stop that, right? And in this situation, you don't go to the guy's locker room, sneak in there trying to confront somebody like that. That's going over the line. NBA gonna have to find somebody, or if games missed or something's gonna have to happen. Now, because you're looking at it from Chris Paul's standpoint, okay? Let's just talk Chris Paul for a minute. You know, this is Clipper coming back. Now, you know, this is his opportunity to beat the Clippers without James Harden. So I'm pretty sure he wants to do that. If this guy has a pretty big ego, he knows he's a great player, but hasn't won a championship. Things like this, he get ups for. I'm pretty sure, without talking to the man, he said, "I want to beat the Clippers. Oh, James Harden's not here. I'm about to do this, to show them what they're missing." And it didn't happen. They got embarrassed and they got beat, right, by a group of guys that some people don't even know. And that was a good win. It didn't look like it was luck either. So, those are things you got to take. Now, Chris is the president of the Players Association, president. So I don't think the president needs to be going to someone's locker room, right? He has to lead by example. So there's a problem there. Now, Gerald Green, you just got back in the NBA, right? He was on the couch about 6 weeks ago. He's supposed to appreciate the NBA a little bit more than that. It's like, y'all can go. Y'all contracts are all good. I'm going to stay over here. You guys can text me what happened. Because I'm happy to be in the NBA. So I don't know what he's doing there. Now, James Harden, you hurt. You shouldn't be there anyway. You start a team. Let the other ones do that. Right? So it's a lot of reasons now. Trevor Ariza, I ain't say him. But Trevor Ariza was really mad. He's been mad. If you watch the game, he was mad early in that game. Him and Blake, I think it was, and him and a couple of people from the bench, he was really upset at somebody. You could tell this is some genuine stuff from Trevor Ariza. He looked like he wanted to fight. He was mad a long time. Right, so the other three should have helped him to not go. Because at the end of the day, you're not supposed to go. That's the point. You can be mad at something, but you're not supposed to do that. So let's see what happens going forward. I think none of these guys should have been over there. I know some smack was talked. The Clippers must have obviously been talking something. We don't know. That's none of our business, really. Once it leaves the basketball court, then whatever after that, right? So, the guy who I'm looking at the most here is Chris Paul. I know you're upset, you lost that game, but you're supposed to go back, tell these guys, okay, it's a long season. We're going to see what's happening. Let's see if they even make it to where we are. If they do, we'll beat them then. Right? That's what I'm expecting from Chris Paul, but it must have been something else. Let's see what the penalty is going to be for this. I'll probably let you guys know that. Doma Sports Talk, worldwide, and I'm up out of here, y'all.